Welcome to Foodie Lounge, present to you by IndiaInTracks.com and Suleka.com. Myself, Levin Johnson, and I've got Arjun here to assist me. Today's recipe is going to be Gongura Mamsam. I'm just going to quickly run through the ingredients here. We got mutton cubes, which is 100 grams. That's what you need for a portion. Oil, 20 ml. 4 grams of cinnamon stick. 4 grams of cardamom. 4 grams of cloves. 4 grams of saunf. 30 grams of chopped onions. Gongura leaves, sour leaves, that's 60 grams. 15 grams of tomatoes chopped. 8 grams of turmeric. 12 grams of chili powder. 16 grams of dhania powder. Garam masala, just a pinch. Ginger garlic paste, 5 grams. Salt for seasoning. So we're going to start off here. Just get the pan hot. That's around 20 ml of oil. Just feel the temperature before you actually broil all the spices. Cinnamon stick, cardamom, cloves. Just broil this first before we get in the saunf. Just when it starts to crackle, before it really starts to get burnt. So in the chopped onions. Just when it starts to brown, as you see in the edges here, just make sure it doesn't burn from any side. So keep stirring. Constant stirring is a must. And also because the ginger garlic paste and the spices need to cook, so hold it in here and just a teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. Just when the ginger garlic is sweated off, that's when you want to add in the tomatoes, chopped tomatoes. You could add the chili powder now. We got the chili powder and the turmeric powder. And then the coriander powder. You can get in the mutton cubes, number one. It's a must to make sure that spices are all mixed up really nicely with the mutton cubes. And also to make sure the mutton gets sealed properly before any other liquid goes in. And that's going to make sure the mutton cubes are nice and tender. You can add in the water at this point. We're going to let it boil for the next 20-25 minutes. That's just because this mutton is like boneless. If not, it might take up to 40 minutes depending on the size of the mutton itself. It's been on for 20 minutes now, so we're just going to have a quick check here. You could see that the water is reduced now, and the best way to do is like take the biggest piece that you could find and try for whether it's gone tender or not. And it's like sort of 3/4 cooked here, as you can see. So you can put it back in here. This is the stage at which you want to put the gongura leaves, which is also called the sour leaves. So I'm going to add in the gongura leaves here. This adds on to the sourness to the whole dish, and it makes it nice and tangy. Add in the salt, and you got to wait till the gongura leaves are totally mashed up and adds into the flavor. So the best thing to do is probably put the lid back on and leave it for another 5 to 10 minutes. We just got to wait till the gongura leaves gets mashed up, but the last 2 to 3 minutes it needs a constant stirring because it hasn't got much of a gravy here. It tends to stick to the bottom. So you got to constantly stir it and also make sure this gongura leaves gets mashed up. The recipe you see is for a single portion, which is 100 grams of meat. What we're doing here is for almost 4 portions, which is almost 400 grams here. And you could see that like the sauces started to lap together with the meat, and which is exactly how it has to be. Not a very thin gravy, but it's not a totally dry dish. And at this point, when you see that the consistency is just right, you just add in the garam masala, put the flame at a slow, add in the garam masala, check for seasoning. While you're trying to reduce it, just make sure you scrape through the sides. Ideally, a pot like this, which is a non-stick and a round pot, is perfect, and it just blended in beautifully here. I'm going to give some of it to Arjun here to taste, and if the seasoning is going to be fine.
Just mind-blowing.
That's exactly what I want to hear, and that's ready to be served here now. Gongura Mamsam is ready to be served.